Jake.
Bang. Yeah.
What has 4 legs but can't walk?
What has 4 legs but can't walk? Go.
A chair?
No, it's a table.
Oh.
You're close.
That's pretty close.
You're pretty close. Yeah, hello. Yeah, it's been an interesting night.
Can we get a Connor joke rating segment on the review?
Oh, do you want me to put a straw poll on the videos with jokes in them?
Sure.
They're all going to get like 97% downvoted though. Yeah, welcome to the video. Well, we're starting series 2 now, aren't we? I mean, after the nice little intro bit in Christmas Invasion. And
so this is sort of episode 1.
Yeah,
Series 2.
yeah. It's series 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting a new season. Are you looking forward to it? What are you hoping for?
Well, I think, what did I say in the recap? I said that I was looking forward to getting to know the David Tennant character more.
Yeah.
I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
I might
I
be
think
wrong.
you also said you were a little bit of you was worried about him in the direction they might be taking him.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna like it.
I mean, you said in the Christmas Invasion you really enjoyed him, but you are concerned.
Yeah.
You're like, you can see where this could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
We'll find out.
it's the only way to find out if it goes wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be watching New Earth. So yeah, let's get on with that.
You know what's funny as well, just as a note? If you watch from our first video on this channel to now, we'll be like wearing t-shirts and shorts in the first video, and now we're in like hoodies and pants.
Yeah, it's cold
pretty
there.
cold.
11 degrees.
It's very cold.
Celsius.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's watch New Earth and let's see what happens.
Woo! Gusentag. So are we on a little bit of a recap, or is this a?
No, this is new. This is the Doctor's legs.
Ooh.
And that's the Doctor's hand.
And
And that's the handle on the TARDIS. And that's his other hand.
whoa, what's that?
It's the Doctor's face.
Gorgeous, man. Oh god, I thought Rose was
Mickey, look at him. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, he became even more attractive.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was. Whoa,
Fuck. Where you going?
So where are we going? Further than we've ever gone before.
wow, these Dutch tilts and shit. Wait. That line had a bit of an innuendo there.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Better than we've ever gone before. But this is a kids show. Russell, you fucking pervert. What are you doing?
Dude.
New Earth by Russell T. Davies.
Yeah, roger that.
That's a different font.
Is it?
I think it's a different font.
Maybe it's just higher
It's
res.
just bolded.
This shot looks like it's 640/360.
Yeah. This, yeah.
James Hawes.
This is the worst shot in all of New Earth.
Yeah. It's pretty ugly.
That is entirely ADR.
Never get used to this.
Oh god, yeah, it is.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, I love this.
Traveling with you. I love it.
Mickey. What about Mickey? Rose, Mickey.
Remember the spiders
Oh,
from Into the
the
World?
recurring meme. They didn't really run very far, did they? Ran like 10 meters like, oh, have a little bit of a rest.
I recognize that child. Her face. Show me her face. Closer. Face.
Is it Cassandra? You know who Billy Piper reminds me?
What?
Never mind, it's Cassandra.
Yeah.
But she's dead. Oh, Russell's having a little bit of fun with this episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a cat lady. I play one of those on Skyrim.
Yeah.
Cause you did nothing wrong.
Russell's like, ooh,
That's
have
what.
some pussy in this story.
Alright.
Ward 26.
Oh, she's cut her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, why does she look so different
Yeah,
now?
she's cut her hair.
I think her hair's the slightly like a
Yeah, it's
or
like
a blonde,
yeah.
like a platinum.
Yeah. She looks more like a Barbie doll now.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's got
Spick and
so much
span, man.
suave now.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the suit.
I'm just sad.
Sorry, what were you saying, Joe?
I love the fucking suit.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Yeah, it's so good.
This
All
way,
of them.
Rose Tyler.
This way, Rose Tyler.
Good idea, Rose. Just beat it.
Isn't that a fucking camera thing? Like it's like a camera tripod thing? Like a
Could
piece?
be. Could be.
Looks
yeah.
like it.
Excuse me. Members of the public, may I?
Ah,
Oh, the face of Bo.
boo.
I love the design of the face of Bo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm usually freaked out by tentacles and tendrils and stuff, but the fact that it's a big practical face is just so cool. I love Murray Gold's music.
Friend. Sorry.
You're just a sound nut, aren't you? Last week it was the cigarettes, now it's the face of Bo.
I just imagine him speaking like a whale from Finding Nemo. Just porn.
Pickled and preserved, and what good did it do?
Sauerkraut. What?
Fucking Madam Hooch from Harry Potter, that's who she is.
Underneath this hospital, I've been
Is Madam Hooch the one with the big glasses?
No, that,
That's Trelawney.
Oh.
Hooch is from the first film and she's
big
like...
spiky hair.
Oh, right.
Hand
No.
over the broom and say up.
Right, yeah, I remember.
That was a very theatrical move to
It's
get
like
down.
when it's like in Lego Star Wars when the droids get stuck.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This is like a Phineas and Ferb episode.
Good way to put it.
This would be hard for Billie Piper as an actress doing this now.
I would say that, but the thing is, I think she's kind of better than the character lets her be as an actress.
Right.
Like in series 1, she's very sort of innocent and she
Yeah.
didn't get much to do.
True.
Billie Piper's a fantastic actress.
Even when she was young.
Yeah.
The face of Bo will impart his great secret. He will speak those words only to one like himself.
What does that mean?
It's just a story.
Tell me the rest.
It's said he'll talk to a wanderer.
Face of Bo is a secret.
Mm.
New face. Hypocrite.
Was this one PG still?
Yes.
Somehow.
Primitive communications
It's very strong sexual themes.
Yes.
Say to get to Ward 26.
I shall proceed.
It's that man again. Good luck, child.
I'm the doctor.
I think you'll find that we're the doctors here.
You're that fucking right, mate.
Is this a homunculi?
Calls it the echo of life.
Homunculi.
Yeah. A bioengineered human.
Ah, well, we'll have to wait and see.
You just cornered me.
I'm getting better at it.
I've been telling you to get better at it.
Shocking. See, he's obsessed with the drugs.
He wants that cocaine.
Osis. Kills you in 10 minutes and he's fine.
What a fucking dick.
Yeah, the 10th Doctor's an asshole.
Tunnels this way.
Coming on, surgery.
He's pretty sober this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty tame.
but he's looking for the drugs.
That's his whole mission.
That's the problem. He's on a low. I swear that was the sound like that the Daleks make when they move.
Yeah.
That's very green.
Fuck, I love those wearing Converses with the suit.
Yeah, it's so cool, eh?
Hello, cocaine. No, okay.
Disease is that?
All of them. Every single disease in the galaxy, they've been infected with everything.
So they transfer the disease.
How many patients are
Mm.
Hmm.
Patience. That's the next. That's the next. How many thousand? For how many years? How many?
Mankind needed us.
He's still kind of Eccleston-y.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew something was going on in this
So you got a
hospital when I
stash.
hid this body and your mind to find it out.
I found it in the TARDIS. I found the box.
Some cousin shit. Oh.
Understand?
So emphatic.
Who needs arms when we have claws?
That's right.
It's like Wolverine.
What is going on?
Yeah.
It's a weird,
It's what.
weird one, this one. Body swaps evil cat people.
Yeah. And David Tennant looking for drugs.
This episode's gone full Russell T Davies.
Yeah.
A very good way of putting
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's actually constructed.
High-rise buildings.
No, don't like that.
Good cuts in this, but
There was one in the Christmas Invasion I forgot to mention actually. It's when Tennant's had his hand cut off, and he's
Yeah.
standing with the sky, and then he's like, then he's standing with the cigarettes behind him, and then he's got the sky behind him, but he never walked. I've got enough residual energy to do this.
No! No.
It's like Doctor Who's version of Grayscale. That's so sad. It's like Cassandra's version of Mickey.
Yeah. No, frozen.
Oh no! Not the fucking.
Acid again. Like Vengeance on Vows. Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
Yeah. You'll forgive me if I don't join you.
At least the 10th Doctor said, "I'm sorry."
Ah!
The amount of times that's
Hi,
happened.
no.
The amount of times that's happened in Black Ops.
Uh-oh.
Where's she gone?
You've been looking. Like it.
Oh.
Oh no! What the
It's like Spy Kids.
Sounded like R2D2.
Yeah.
Inside her head. They're so alone.
That was a weird tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the shots that are supposed to be serious, but the way they execute it's kind of comedic.
Yeah.
It's got a touch of the rooms about it this episode.
Yeah.
And it goes from being like funny to serious to funny to serious.
It's whiplash setting
Yeah.
there. Total whiplash.
All them drugs. All of them.
He finally got what he wanted.
Yeah. Is he fucking James Bond? Tom Cruise in this bitch.
I'm so confused by the geography of this episode.
Yeah,
Like maybe it's crossed the line a couple times or something. Like,
it is. I have no clue where they are.
Isn't his cock gonna get burned?
You what?
Or is Cassandra? Cassandra was a piece of skin.
All the drugs.
This was really satisfying as a kid, mixing all the colours together.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, yay!
Imagine if it didn't work.
Yeah.
It's just.
Jesus.
And he's got the bit of the drugs now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new system.
I'm the doctor and I cured them.
Trust this one's Rose. Everybody lives except for the cat lady and. I love this piece of music.
The ball.
You were supposed to be dying.
Hello.
Things to do today.
Oh,
Can wait.
the fuck?
Oh, sweet lord, I'm a walking doodle. Your skin tag, and you possibly my finest hour, and certainly my finest hat.
Actor fucking pulled through. Holy shit.
Half-life.
Yes, I have to say.
It's kind of like that Goodwill Hunting moment where he's like, "It's not your fault." I was just like, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault."
It look that because the carbon looks like she's like melted. Run! Stop it!
Shoot it up.
Okay, Jake, boy, what did
Tis
you
me.
what do you think of the episode New Earth?
I didn't really like it.
I didn't think you would. I didn't think you would. Please elaborate, sir.
Just was so like, it didn't feel like it was as directed as other episodes. Like it didn't have very like the moral compass was
Yeah.
weird.
It was a bit all over the place.
It
wasn't
was,
it?
yeah. It was like, I mean, I got the moral idea, which was like, human life is important, and we must cherish all life. Cassandra trying to fucking take over life, and Doctor being like, "No, don't take that life, because that's someone else's life." And then the cats making fucking everyone else's life up and trying to fix other people's life, and then he's saying to her like, "Also, you don't take their life because they have a life."
Also zombies.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It felt so just extreme, but you know how obviously Doctor Who gets extreme,
Yeah.
but there's levels of extreme where it's like, okay, this is a bit ridiculous now. That's how I felt with this.
And sort of, I find like, had there been just the cats and the diseases, and it was focused solely on that,
Yeah.
and the Rose and the Doctor figuring out this mystery of how do they know this cure, I think it would have been so much better.
Yeah, adding Cassandra into the mix was a bit weird.
Or if it was just about Cassandra.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much going on at once. Like, because Doctor Who can do big, weird ideas really well.
Yeah.
But when there's so many of them in one episode, it loses focus. And especially because this is Tennant's first proper episode,
Yeah.
he kind of gets lost in the shuffle. And for part of the episode, he's not even himself.
No, he feels like Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, it still felt like, well, I mean...
He means Cassandra was in his body.
Oh, sorry.
No, but
Yeah.
that too, in terms of they still haven't discovered what Tennant's Doctor is.
Yeah, I think we'll go straight into the Doctor. Not a good start for my favourite Doctor, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
okay, the thing is, the Doctor character was great. And
Yeah.
the acting was great. I have no quarrels with the acting or the characters. Everything was great. It was just the story was a bit...
Yeah, I
weak.
think I think the structure of the series could have been reordered a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this to me felt very much.
Like a midway episode.
This felt like what should have been like in the long game spot. You know what I mean? And it was the opener, which was, I think that's a very anticlimactic.
Like Rose was so powerful, and it was because it was telling the story of Rose. This could have been as powerful, if not more powerful, if it was really introducing us to the David Tennant Doctor.
Because the thing about the Christmas Invasion is it doesn't really do that.
No, it hypes him up.
It hypes him up and it teases him for the last sort of 15 minutes.
And then this episode, all I wanted was to get to know him more.
Yeah.
It's just like, but then it's like, oh,
yeah, and
who's this Cassandra? Oh, fuck, this bitch was in love.
Yeah, and then in one scene, David Tennant's, by no fault of his own, it's purely the writing, but in one scene he's very calm and cheeky and funny, and then another scene he's shouting like Christopher Eccleston in Dalek, which feels a bit unearned, because Dalek is Dalek.
And of course, because he's not as masculine as Eccleston, he sounds more like a teenager. It's good, but it's not. Eccleston has this way about him where he's actually scary, as opposed to Tennant, where
he looks older and wiser.
Yeah, it's also just the voices. I think it's just because he's Northern. Yeah, like I can believe that Eccleston would kick the shit out of me, whereas with Tennant, he's kind of like a noodle.
It's kind of like he would all talk and no walk kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually criticizing his performance or anything. No. It's just I don't think him is suited to it as much as the Ninth Doctor was.
This may be also the direction, which I'm sure we'll get into more later.
Yeah.
But the direction was kind of all over the place. But in terms of like the scene where he gets angry at whichever cat it was, like he went really angry way too quickly.
Yeah.
As opposed to what I would assume he should stay calm and try and figure it out first.
I don't even think he should have got angry.
No.
Yeah.
It felt wrong.
Yeah, it was almost like they were writing him to be a bit bipolar, but it wasn't natural.
Nah.
It was very forced.
Because he was super like curious and like when it's him just walking around looking at the patients, he's very calm, very collected, he's very proper, and he's very nice and friendly to the cats, and then the cats betray him, and then he yells at the cats, and it's just like, whoa. Why? Yeah. Maybe it's just the fact that he hadn't had some cocaine and he's getting instant trigger. I felt like I had cocaine for some reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird tonal slap in the face.
I personally believe that this episode should have been somewhere else, and I think it would have benefited from that greatly.
Definitely. I feel like they would have also known what to cut and what way the story should have taken if they had done it later on in the series.
They should have opened the series with something else, I think.
Yeah. Still, I mean, by all means, not a terrible episode.
No, it's very middle of the road where it's just like...
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the best way I can describe it is I'll find myself really enjoying it for about 5 minutes and then get really annoyed by something else, and then bored for a little bit, and then really entertained, then bored, then annoyed, then entertained.
There was things that I found cool, like New York. That was cool. I was like, oh, cool.
That's a cool lore thing.
Yeah. Because this was a sequel to End of the World.
Yeah.
It's like part 2 in the trilogy. Yeah.
In the trilogy.
Yeah, I told you when we did the End of the World review that End of the World was the first part of a trilogy.
I forgot about that.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, and this was part 2. Of course, we now have to assess the David Tennant cocaine meter.
It was on a very sober buzz.
Yeah, there was moments where he was sniffing a little bit, especially at the end. But I think overall he was pretty sober.
I think when he was,
that's disappointing. The fact that he was sober in the season opener. I think.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, he should have been Scarface.
Yeah.
He should have been like not off the walls, like crazy buzzing around, but the energy of the episode, like when he comes out and it's sort of like a date to begin with, it feels low energy to begin with, and then that sort of low energy continues through the episode, even though it goes fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
It's still kind of low energy, even though when he's being action man and jumping down and swapping with Cassandra, running away from zombies and dealing with the cat people, it feels somewhat lethargic.
Yeah,
It's very,
Weird, eh?
it's very plotting, even though there's
really weird.
even
It
though
was
there's
such a complex plot for
Yeah.
no reason
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like so many sub
Yeah.
plots and
Yeah, what the
plot
fuck are you doing, Russell?
plot holes
It
and
was-
shit like
What are you
that.
doing?
That's why I said.
Fix your script from 11 years ago.
That's why I said this was very Russell
Yeah.
T Davies.
Yeah, it was. It was almost like an exhibition of all these weird little things that he likes to do,
Yeah.
without. And he didn't take it overly seriously.
It's like he was writing this whilst watching 4 different TV shows, like watching like The Walking Dead, and then
Yeah.
some fucking random like reality TV soap opera thing
Yeah.
where some chick is
I-
trying to get a guy.
like disgusting bodies or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that he maybe thought, because I'm sure in his head he thought, I want to do a sequel to End of the World.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure what.
yeah.
Let's try a few things. Yeah,
I just want to say that I really love Russell T Davies, but he can get a bit excessive.
Yeah.
I think every writer has their own flaws,
Yes.
except for like a very small amount, and usually the ones that don't have flaws are the ones that have only written like
Robert Sherman.
one or two stories.
Yeah.
Robert Sherman's flawless.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for Adam. Wait.
But that wasn't his fault. I think he was told to put it in because of the long game. Fuck Adam.
Yeah. So it was Russell's fault that Rob Sherman wrote Adam.
yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of Rose Tyler?
Well, she wasn't really Rose Tyler.
Yeah, she was barely in it at all, eh? What did you think of Billie Piper's performance?
Billie Piper did a fucking
Yeah.
magnificent job.
I think she's my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
Her playing evil is
Oh.
so entertaining.
It was so
Yeah.
quirky and but it just did not fit.
Yes,
the
no.
episode.
Especially because when the doctor was getting really angry, you had Billie Piper in the
She's
background
like-
going,
ooh,
"Oh dear, they
calm
can't go to
down."
the city centre."
Yeah.
And she's doing the fake Cockney accent. "Oh,
Yeah.
governor."
Yeah, you know she was only like 21 when she filmed
Yeah.
that. That's really impressive
Yeah.
acting for that age.
Yeah.
I love Billie Piper, and as I said, I think she's the most entertaining part of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. She's probably my favorite out of this one.
Yeah. I was gonna leave it to the trivia, but I'll say it now. So basically, Billie Piper talked to Russell, and she said that basically they agreed that for her work on Father's Day that she got to have a funny one,
Oh, right.
because she always wanted to do comedy.
Yeah.
And because she worked so hard on that, she got to have this.
I think she nailed the character,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the episode just didn't nail the
Yeah,
episode.
like it should have been in a separate episode
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, like I said, there's a number of factors that go into making this a little bit jarring, and one of them is the placement.
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah.
is the placement. Yeah.
Can we go over what makes it jarring? Can I go over what makes
Yeah,
it jarring
sure.
at some point?
Sure, go
So-
now.
Okay, so there's two things. I like the early episodes of Doctor Who where CGI was minimalistic
Yep.
and it was used for the purpose of storytelling
Yes.
Yeah.
and not for the purpose of just making it look epic.
Not just a spectacle.
Yeah. And I felt like that was one thing that made it jarring. Like the hospital, for example, looks so fucking weird and knobbly on this weird like beach bay thing where
Cliff, yeah.
they could have made like a practical effect.
Little model.
Yeah, a little model, added that little symbol on the side, easy. Would have looked way better. Other things like just weird cuts made it so jarring. The geometry of the episode was
Yeah.
so hard to
I will
follow.
say that I think they had a nightmare shooting this.
Yeah.
Especially outdoors.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
outdoors.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the thing is, the outdoors to me, like it just seemed off. Like you could tell, obviously, that the horizon and everything had been composited in,
Yeah.
but it seemed like they just had a hell of a time. Like it was out of focus when I first.
This
looked at
was the
photos.
first time that I watched this when I really started to notice the issues with the with the outside direction.
It's one of the sort of like there's cool aesthetic ideas and I like the set design and the green lighting and everything for the underbelly and that kind of thing. But in terms of the way it's shot and edited, it's one of the ugliest episodes of Doctor Who I've seen. It's just
definitely the new series.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
There's some absolute horrible stuff in the classics,
This is true.
but in terms of the new series, it's pretty shocking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. There's really colourful stuff that I do like, but there is some stuff that's quite shit.
yeah.
I think they were trying because like most sets and stuff last series were quite gritty and shit because of the Doctor obviously, but I feel like they were trying to make this more like gleaming and glamorous.
This sort of matched the fact that there's a new Doctor,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a new tone.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like you look at something like The Empty Child that Doctor Dances, which is unbelievably good in terms of direction and like the way it looks
Your
and everything.
first comment in the reaction and review was, "This looks like a high budget episode."
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you watched that episode,
It was unbelievable, and then this just feels like a massive step backwards from that.
But they probably spent just as much money on this.
Yeah.
That's the
it's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's also to do with this. This one, its biggest issue is the script, because I feel
Yeah,
like
for sure.
the direction of this, because you're in sort of claustrophobic, dank environments.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Dank. Sorry.
It's very hard.
Got a cut.
Yeah.
Cut cameras. Cut cameras.
Oh boy.
Cut cameras.
It's very hard. I've lost my point.
Sorry.
There's a classic episode called The Invisible Enemy that looks like New Earth,
Yeah.
and I've watched it. It's pretty fucking AIDS, to be honest. I mean, there's some cool ideas in it, but like it's just like this really weird, colorful crayon, sterile, just futuristic garbage look to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of Cassandra?
Well, she was Cassandra, in Cassandra form, obviously. Normal Cassandra.
Yeah.
Felt the exact same as.
Yeah, I
as
thought
she was.
actually I will
Yeah.
say something. Her CGI looked a lot better in this.
It did. You're
Yeah.
right.
Like in the pulsating veins and stuff, there's like
Yeah.
a bit more detail.
Yeah, there was more depth to it.
Yeah,
It didn't look
it
too
could be a
deep.
little bit like. Ugh.
Yeah.
But
And then the acid.
and then Billy Piper as Cassandra. That was great. That was
Yeah.
obviously that was the highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
Yes, seeing Cassandra in a human form felt very natural, and it didn't feel like weird. It was easy to grasp that was Billy Piper as Cassandra. This is now Billy Piper as Rose.
Yeah.
But there was that point where when Cassandra goes into the thing, the zombie,
Yeah.
and then comes back out
Yeah.
into Rose, and I'm like, wait, is this Rose or Cassandra? That was at one point
Yeah.
because it was like Cassandra had like a bit of a
You sort of have to pay attention to see that.
Cassandra had a human moment
Yeah, 'cause she
essentially.
felt the pain of the
Yeah.
zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think was one of the one of the script
Yeah.
points where it was trying to show that Cassandra still had a bit of humanity
But
left.
the weird thing about that, talking about the tonal shifts, is right before that she goes into that body and she's like, ugh, I'm so gross.
Yeah,
and
and
then she
then-
comes out and she's like, oh my god, that was an existential crisis.
Yeah, but
And
it's
it's
like,
like-
wait, you
In the
flew
3
for about
seconds, yeah.
0.5 seconds
Yeah.
to go from that body to that body to realize, holy shit.
Yeah, it's almost like
Actually,
Davies was like he was having trouble deciding whether he wanted to make it funny or serious,
Yeah.
and that's a big that's something that he probably could have thought about a bit
Yeah.
more. I think that scene in particular, like it could have been done so much better, but the cutting was so fine that it was really hard to get
It
like
was so claustrophobic.
Because the thing is, Russell T Davies was so busy with this show, and so obviously it's understandable why this maybe script got left in the wayside. But I think this would have been better had he given this idea to a different writer
Yeah.
to write the opener and say, here.
I just think he was obsessed with having this story be by him because he wrote Into the World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, a variety of factors.
Yeah.
What did you think of the end with Cassandra?
The end.
The end.
Oh, the end bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've always quite liked it, to be honest.
I liked it, but it didn't. But it just felt like a tick at the end of the story. That's all it felt like to me.
In my case, as I pointed it out, it feels rushed to me.
Yeah.
Like this stranger with these tattoos and the pale face coming out to her, the way they've established what Cassandra is.
Yeah, she
She
would be
wouldn't
like,
even talk to that
she'd be like,
person.
"Oh, what the
She'd be like, "Get the fuck out of my face!"
"Ah, swine!"
Yeah, she wouldn't be like, "Thank you," and then he says it again and again, and she'd be like, "Oh," she wouldn't be touched. She'd be creeped out, and then
Sure.
it just felt rushed and weird. Again, it's this tonal thing of
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it was a really good scene, but there was nothing leading up to it that made it.
there was no. Yeah, there was no establishment that before Cassandra became the trampoline and went through all these surgeries that she was a decent human being.
Yeah.
All we knew about her was she was always somewhat vain.
Also, it's a paradox.
Yeah.
Because Cassandra telling her that she's beautiful would have stopped her from pursuing, like, a lifelong...
Yeah, the doctor didn't learn shit from Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
What? No, hang on, hold on. So don't touch the baby. Rose isn't allowed to touch herself, but Cassandra is. Granted, she's in a different body, but still, that should play with some temporal shit.
No. So this is how I'm thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cassandra, she all she's worried about is being told or knowing, self-gratification. What's the word? Fucking self-validation.
Yes.
That she is beautiful. And then old Cassandra comes from future time back to old Cassandra and goes, "Hey Cassandra, you're beautiful, don't worry." And old Cassandra's like, "Oh, I'm beautiful." And then so that timeline goes goodbye. And then
so that Cassandra could never get to the point where she became the zombie, so she could never go back in time to tell herself, "Where the fuck are the Reapers, Russell?"
Yeah. That's disappointing.
But she did die, so I mean that's right.
Maybe that was the universe correcting itself by killing Spud or whatever the fuck his name was.
Spockman.
I mean, I think there's bigger things that require the Reapers, really, that we don't get.
No, the thing is, I'm not taking that ending that seriously. It's just this episode like drains me of my energy. Like by that point, I just don't care.
Yeah.
All right, what did you think of the face of Bo?
The face of Bo. It was the. That was the first time we've heard him speak properly, right?
Yeah, he didn't speak in the last one.
So jarring. I thought it was gonna be like some like old like slow talking dude thing, but then it's just some guy going, "Oh, g'day, mate." No, it's been pretty good.
Really like that.
It wasn't like that.
It was more sort of.
Oh, doctor.
Yeah, it was more. It was so much more normal. It was more normal than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I get.
But you do realize that's not really.
It's not his voice. Yeah.
It's not really his face talking. It's more just like
his
the
mind.
telekinetic.
Yeah. I thought it was a wise voice.
Yeah. It sounds like something that's millions of years old.
I just wanted it to be someone else.
You wanted an alien language so you can start speaking in gibberish again.
Yeah. I think the point is that the face of Bo has a secret, and they want him to be like this old mysterious.
Yeah. So he's another story thread.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
As he said, the Doctor and him will meet once more.
The face of Bo.
The face of Bo.
Is it B-E-A-U?
No, it's B-O-E.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bo!
If
he was a Pokemon, that's what he would yell.
Yeah. Side characters. So we had Chip and we had the cat
We
people.
had so many side characters in this. We had the Duke of Manhattan. We had the Duke of Manhattan's assistant. We had the cat people. It's a fucking mess, this episode.
Yeah. I feel like let's I can tie up all the side characters in a very quick sentence.
Go.
Wait, give me a second.
Yep.
They were all depictions of why humanity is selfish.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yep, moving on.
Even though they're not all human, some of them are cats.
Yeah. Well, why life is selfish.
And any other one of them is just for comedy.
Yeah.
Like the fat guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the guy who's on his deathbed with the wires running out of his neck, and the doctor is just like, this guy should be dead in 10 seconds. Hi.
Yeah.
The doctor.
But why?
Good. We've pretty much already gone through how we think the plot's pretty messy.
Yeah.
I will slightly defend it a little bit though.
Okay.
I think it's, if you can see it from a certain perspective, it's not that bad. I think it's more of like you have to have like the idea that this show isn't serious. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't particularly enjoy this viewing, but in the past I've actually quite enjoyed it on a night where I'm not really keen on like a lot of information. You know what I mean?
Yes, but like in terms of saying that this is a lighter episode of a family show, compare this to Boomtown.
Yeah.
Where Boomtown had slapstick comedy, even in the most dramatic scene.
Boomtown is very much better than this.
No, yes, but that's what I'm saying. there's a certain standard that I'm holding the show to. In terms
Well,
of,
I'm saying I would compare this to say The Long Game, right?
yeah.
I feel like this is kind of like The Long Game, messier plot, but I actually find it more enjoyable just because it's more fun.
I do find it more enjoyable. That is fair enough. It's
Because I do, even though over the years my humor's changed a bit and it's become a little more childish, I do remember actually quite enjoying the humor in this when I was younger. I thought it was pretty funny.
It was very provocative.
Yeah, it was.
And it was like, it was a little bit jarring. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, like because like all that was subtext in the first series. Like like the fact that the Rose was clearly attracted to the Doctor was kind of, it was obvious, but it was kind of subtext.
But,
whereas this, it's just
but there is no doubt that this is the messiest plot we've had so far.
oh god, yeah.
There is no doubt about
Because
it.
the thing is, The Long Game is a structured story that has a beginning, middle, and end. Very clear villains, very clear side characters. It's just fucking dull.
Yeah.
And Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anything else you want to say about the plot before we move on?
No, not really.
All right.
Yeah.
You ready for some classic Who?
Yeah, here we are.
Cool. So in New Earth, we got introduced to cat people.
Mm-hmm.
In the very last episode of Classic Who, Survival, the Seventh Doctor and his companion were up against cheetah people. So the clip we're going to be watching is Ace hunted by the cheetah people.
A very aptly named episode.
Survival, yeah.
Yeah, the last episode is called Survival.
And they didn't know it was going to be cancelled when they wrote the episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it just happened.
I'm on my merry-go-round.
Solid.
What if the cat just fucks her up and it's like, oh, we don't have the budget to get a good cat? Not even a cat.
Oh, I love old Who. I'd say so. She's in my top 3.
It's a Wookiee on a horse. Oh, cheetah on a horse. Wait, but if it's a cheetah, shouldn't it be able to run fast?
What are you doing, Ace? I forgot about this.
Of course.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, what a beautiful dog.
What is going on?
It's a bit of a surreal episode.
I'm just gonna say the cocaine levels of this episode is about a Scarface. Whoa! We don't have the budget for a mat for you to fall on, and so you just gotta fall on the grounds.
I fucking forgot all about that.
I would just like to say I love Survival, but I forgot how campy it is.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's how Classic Who went out. The funny thing is, similar to New Earth, it's actually got some really serious stuff in it as well.
Yeah,
it's like between serious and weird.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, what did you think of that clip?
That was weird as hell, but I liked it.
Yeah, it's entertaining, eh?
It was like, was it what, 80s? Late 70s?
1989.
Oh, late 80s.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did not have the budget.
I thought it'd be like early 80s,
Oh, look,
late 70s.
this was at the very end. They were only commissioned to have 4 stories per season.
Fuck.
Yeah, and they had no advertising at all. It was
Jesus.
literally they're just like, we're just gonna let you die.
That was nearly the death of Doctor Who.
Yeah. No, it was. For the longest time, it was the death of Doctor Who.
Fuck.
Yeah, but that season is actually like one of the most popular seasons.
Because they were sort of backed into a corner, they had to write really good stories, and they did.
Yeah,
Mm.
that one scene. That's pretty weird. Yeah, cool. So I think we can just move on from that. Right. New
Swiftly move.
back to New Earth. This episode has mixed reviews, of course. You'd expect that. From my personal experience, from what I've heard, personal experience asking people what they think of this episode, it's loved by girls. Girls love New Earth generally. Like when they say what's your favorite Doctor Who episodes, they mention this one a lot. And more laid back fans. My friends Daniel and PJ both really liked New Earth.
Mum likes this episode.
Yeah, girls.
Because my mum, like, the thing is, my mum's not like. There are other episodes that my mum and I agree on firmly.
Yeah.
But this is an episode where my mum's like, no, it's fun. Like, she just.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just has fond memories of it.
And yeah, Daniel said that this is actually like one of his favorites. Not favorites in terms of like best episodes, but most fun he had watching, which is strange actually.
It is strange.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because of the sex appeal.
Probably.
Well, because David Tennant is a dashing man, so
Yeah.
now they've got a dashing lead, and yeah, it seems like that's what they're trying for, the
Yeah.
sort of the sex appeal thing.
Yeah.
I
can
don't
see.
want to talk about that because it just feels weird talking
Yeah.
about that with Doctor Who, but like it's definitely part of this episode.
As I said, it's begun from being subtext to just text.
Yeah.
I personally think Russell T Davies fancies David Tennant, to be honest.
Who doesn't?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When yeah. Anyway.
He was vicariously living through.
Yeah. No, but I can see why it's got an appeal.
Absolutely.
It's a very harmless episode. It doesn't like. Some people don't want to be scared. Like they just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And I can see why someone would like New Earth for that reason.
Yeah.
More seasoned fans that take this show seriously tend to not like this one. Yeah, I've heard some like horrendously bad rants about this episode. Like
Scathing.
there's one guy. I'm not going to name his name because that's just I don't want to point him out or anything.
Yeah.
But he did basically a review of series 2.
Yeah.
The first half, he split them into 2 halves of like
Yeah.
10 or 15 minutes. The first half is the Christmas invasion of New Earth. Because he literally could not stop talking about how fucking awful he thought New Earth was.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, because that guy is a big fan of comedy.
Yeah.
And then he watched this and he's like, that was awful.
Yeah.
He hated it. But yeah, so like I said, very mixed reviews for sure. I think we've mentioned before that comedy is a very sensitive thing where
Yeah.
It's all personal preference.
it can really determine
sure.
what you think.
This was like failed slapstick in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, one of the points that he made that I actually kind of agree with is that a lot of series 1 was taking the piss out of this kind of humor,
Yeah.
whereas this was actually doing that kind of humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like-
you look at something like The Doctor Dances compared to this, like it feels like The Doctor Dances was having fun dancing around like that kind of.
Yeah.
And like you had like there's
Yeah.
that scene where Rose is like, you got moves, show me your moves, and the doctor's like,
Yeah.
Rose, I'm trying to resonate concrete.
Yeah.
It's,
Whereas in this, it was kind of like it was played straight, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh.
yeah.
Yeah. Some say it's entertaining but doesn't hold a lot of weight. I would
Yep.
agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
The CGI is criticised as being too pastel. I would agree with that. Billy Piper's performance as split personalities has been praised.
Yep.
Good.
I agree with that. As season openers, it's considered as one of the less impactful ones. I
Yeah.
agree with that too.
Vehemently agree.
It's not my least favourite though. There
Alright.
is one other, and maybe two. I think it's one. Off the top of my head, I think there's just one other that's worse than this for me.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I think so. We'll get into the differences between that because they are very very different episodes.
That's
but
true.
I think I dislike this one more.
Yeah.
But we will get into that when we get
Yeah.
to it.
I mean, it's mess versus disappointment, right?
Yes.
In fact, I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll get to it.
Yes.
We'll
we
get,
will.
yeah, I went over my head. It's just one other.
Yeah,
This one's not the best.
especially when compared to some of the others.
Yeah. So obviously, this wasn't Act 2. Do you think it?
I feel like it didn't work as a part 2 or part 2 of another story.
I think the only thing that worked for me.
far apart.
Yeah.
The only thing that worked for me was the face of Bo. That connection with the face of Bo.
Yeah.
That worked.
Yeah. The fact that he was the one, presumably, to the thing is, they never really confirm it was him that sent out the message to the Doctor and Psycho, but that's
Yeah.
clearly the intention.
Yeah.
The fact that he's the instigator of all this.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah, and it's just, but also, so the face of Bo sends the Doctor this message so he can just tell him, "I'm gonna tell you my secret message later."
Yeah, it's a bit of a plot device, isn't it?
And also, just coincidentally, there's some weird shit going on this planet as well
Yeah.
at the same time.
Maybe it wasn't the face of Bo that sent him.
Maybe.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this struggles as an act 2 for that trilogy, and it could have been, on almost every level, it could have been thought out a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Russell.
We love you, Russell, by the way. Not that you're watching.
So Russell says originally Bo was going to give his secret message in this episode, but he changed his mind to a later time.
I can see why.
I can see why too.
Moving on.
Oh, Bo.
Ooh.
I'm ready.
Russell says that the character of Chip is an ontological paradox because Cassandra bases Chip on the man that complimented her at a party all those years ago, which was actually Chip himself.
It's like, yeah.
So she created him
It's like
based
the
off
reverse of-
that guy
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was him.
But as I said, I think that the execution of that scene's a mess, but I do get what he means.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of a grandfather paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Reapers, man.
Alright, whatever. You win this time.
James Hawes. Do you know what the most surprising thing about this is?
He was the best director of series 1?
No, that was Joe Ahern.
Oh, alright, that's right.
James Hawes, though, directed The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances. And then he directed this. What?
Well, I mean, you can tell why it's bad because he's better at directing the other stories.
Yep.
The other.
So I think it's very clear what he's good at and what he's not.
Yeah.
Well, just based on these two examples, he's better at the historicals than he is at the science fiction future ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
The quirky shit.
Yeah.
Captain Jack likeness.
Music, Murray Gold. There was a lot of recycled tracks in this one.
I think the music that plays when we see the face of Bo, I think that was new.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was all recycled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know. I don't really notice it much this episode. Yeah.
The track I've chosen is actually, it's from this episode as well, but it's also played throughout series 1. It's just that I didn't get to showcase it because we started late with the music. So I'm just gonna play Rose's theme.
Okay.
That's very satisfying. Wow, this did not fit. Wait, was this in the episode?
It was at the very beginning.
When she was.
Oh, okay, that did fit that scene then.
I really like this piece of music.
It's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah. It suits Rose.
Yeah, it's a very youthful feel to it.
Yeah, innocent.
Oh, Rose. Oh, Doctor. Oh, Rose. Oh, Doctor. Oh, Rose. Oh, Doctor. Oh, Rose. Oh, Doctor. Oh, Rose. Oh, Doctor.
Wasn't this designed to be layered over the Father's Day theme?
So basically, this theme and Father's Day theme, they sort of
Overlap?
they not overlap, but like I don't know how to describe it. They're paired together.
Okay.
They're in the same key.
Right.
It's like from like Breathe and Time.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the same key.
Obviously not as awesome as Breathe and Time, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Big Floyd reference.
Hey.
Yeah. And I like that because it's obviously they're related as characters. Sad. It's sad that Jackie doesn't have a theme.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Bruh.
What did you think of Rose's theme?
It's good. You'll have a little treat in editing when you come to that. I did a little bit of a role play whilst the music was playing,
Oh, okay.
but I did it quietly against the
I
mic.
didn't even notice.
Yeah. Do you wanna tell me why it's good?
Well, see, if you played this song, playing this song after watching this episode, they don't match.
No, they don't.
But the start of the episode definitely matches.
No,
it.
I would have played this probably for a different episode if we'd gone earlier.
Right.
Maybe the first. Oh no, actually, the first we went Mr. Bridge.
Maybe Bad Wolf? I mean, not Bad Wolf, Parting of the Ways, because there's that whole...
Oh no, but then I associate the Doctor's theme with Parting of the Ways.
True.
Maybe End of the World. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But
End
yeah,
of the World would have fit with this
yeah,
song.
Yeah.
The wondrous and the ending of End of
Yeah.
the World.
I
would
think,
fit with this.
and also I think that song I associate more with Series 1 than Series 2.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
when I hear that song, for me, because this is part of my childhood, there are specific tracks that I picture certain scenes to.
Yeah, and I think when I heard the song, even though the song doesn't play during that scene, I tend to think of that scene in Rose where the TARDIS goes away and she's in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the Rose I think of when I hear that theme.
Yeah. Still one.
As opposed to her with Cassandra in her body. But yeah, I really like Rose's theme. I think it's great.
It's definitely not in my top Marigold themes, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Really nice.
Like, saying it's not one of my favorites is just like saying.
Shit.
It's still, I love all Marigold's tracks.
Saying I don't like water,
Yeah.
but I have to do it. What? Never mind.
He's saying it's necessary.
Yeah, it's mandatory for me to listen to Rose every morning to be alive.
You'd feel pretty
Miserable.
miserable. I'd say you'd feel pretty elevated, wouldn't you? Oh,
No,
actually,
it's
no.
quite a sad
I'll-
song.
Actually, no, it
yeah.
is pretty sad. Yeah.
I'd rather listen to the Slitheen.
Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
All the music that plays at the beginning of Rose.
Oh, Westminster Bridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect. Yeah, because that is her getting out of bed, literally.
Yeah. Because I picture the alarm clock going off.
Anyway. Anyway, yep. Great song. Anyway, so now it's time for some
Trivia.
There we go.
Trivia.
Oh, I was hoping the waveform would look cool.
Well, it doesn't. This is the first episode of the new series to be set on an alien planet,
Good. I was waiting for that.
and it's called New Earth.
But it's still Earth, right?
No,
A different planet.
Oh.
because remember Earth exploded.
Oh, was this after Earth explodes?
Yeah,
Oh,
this is in the future.
I thought this was like. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What's stupid me? Sorry.
No, that's alright.
It's a sequel.
Yeah.
So when the Earth exploded, then they went and did a new one
Fair enough.
called New Earth, and New York.
Mm.
The working title was The Sunshine Camp and Body Swap. So those two were the working titles.
Sunshine Camp and Body Swap. Sure. Body Swap makes sense. Sunshine Camp. What?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It really shows the direction of this episode.
Yeah.
According to David Tennant on the audio commentary, Billie Piper wore a Wonder Bra and a slightly different shade of lipstick in the scenes where Cassandra was in Rose's body. He also mentioned that Billie kept on wearing the Wonder Bra for a bit longer after Cassandra was no longer possessing Rose.
Continuity.
David Tennant knows this. How?
Ooh.
Who knows?
Was she still married at that time? To Chris Evans?
Maybe. Not.
No, hang on.
Chris Evans.
No, hang on. No, I think this was after she split from him.
Married at 21.
Oh, she was married at like 19, mate.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
2000.
she was like super successful before she did Doctor Who. She was a pop star.
Yeah.
Okay.
She married that guy who took over Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear, the ginger guy.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Personality. She actually, on that Top Gear interview she was on, she said she doesn't like guys with abs. She likes fat guys,
Yeah.
which is so weird.
Well, yeah. You'd
At
be
least
surprised how normal it is, actually.
one ginger fat guy with glasses got a hot girlfriend and wife. So there you go. There's hope.
But they got divorced.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
There is no.
And then her second husband was a lot more what you'd expect her to have.
Who?
I actually don't know his name.
I've forgotten.
She split with him too, and he had to like take medication.
Look, I'm gonna have to fucking Google this later. So
We should. Yeah, this is not the Billy. Piper
Anyway,
chat show.
when Cassandra takes over the Doctor's body, she references to some parts that have been hardly used as a reference to the perceived asexual nature of the Doctor. This may also refer to the fact that in the new regenerated body that he hasn't really had a chance to use most of the parts very much at this point.
she's talking about his Willy.
Yeah. There was a lot of. In the two David Tennant
And it's really unnecessary.
in the two David Tennant episodes we've had so far, there's been a reference to his willy in both of them. Because Jackie, when she's looking at his bed, she's like, he's got 2 hearts. Is there anything else he's got 2 of? Looks straight at his crotch.
And who wrote both those episodes?
Russell! We love you, Russell.
I'm starting to get a little bit of an attraction feeling between Russell and David at the moment.
He's having a bit too much fun, isn't
Yeah.
he? Right. The trailer for this episode showed the kiss between Rose and the Doctor without the context that she was possessed, and this caused a stir in some fan circles and an uproar in others.
Yep.
Mm.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I would imagine seeing that trailer and not thinking it's Doctor Who.
No, yeah.
I can.
God,
totally
I
see
would have
that.
watched it. I could have seen this episode and been like, "This isn't Doctor Who."
Yeah.
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 But no other show could be like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I've seen that scene out of context in like fangirl music videos,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awful.
And it's because it's so frustrating. Cause it's
Yeah,
like,
because
that's not Rose.
because up to that point, I really like I was like really in love with just like the whole like when I was a kid, I loved all of Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
But then I feel like that was the when I saw that on YouTube, I was like, oh, there's some very not so fun fans out there. Sorry if that's one of you, but just
We're all entitled to our opinions.
it's just there's things that annoy people, and you have to get over it.
Yes.
Yeah. Russell T Davies explains during the audio commentary that in the original script, the Face of Bo was going to die in this episode, and the only way for the Doctor to cure the disease was to kill them all.
Fucking hell.
That's a bit rough.
Russell has some fucked up ideas.
But
He's
then,
a bit bipolar, isn't he?
but then he read Stephen Moffat's introduction segment in the Shooting Scripts book, in which Moffat good-naturedly mocked Davies by saying he creates interesting characters and then melts them. This made Davies decide to have them all survive instead, so originally it was supposed to have a darker ending.
I feel like it would have been better with a darker
I
ending.
think so. I think
So this is all Stephen Moffat's fault then?
Moffat.
I don't know what would have made this episode better, in all honesty.
Because if you remember, you had a bit of an issue with some of Moffat's Hollywoodness.
Yeah.
So maybe his Hollywoodness bled into this episode.
Yeah.
You fucking...
You moth bitch.
We love you, Moffat.
Kind of.
Not as much as Russell, but we love you.
Yeah, we love your ideas. We also don't like your ideas too.
But you seem like a nice chap.
Yeah. He does seem like a nice chap. Just
I'd love to sit down and talk to him about
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
yeah,
And try not
I would.
to get annoyed.
yeah. When Rose is saying her goodbyes to the Bad Wolf. Oh right, yeah. Sorry. When Rose is saying goodbyes at the very beginning, the Bad Wolf graffiti from the finale is still in the car park, but it's faded.
Oh.
Nah, that's a nice bit of continuity.
Yeah, I like that.
That's something that the first and second season, yeah, that continuity is cool.
So we can scratch any of those David Tennant rumors, because apparently at the time she had a boyfriend.
Ah,
So after Chris Evans, right? It must have been.
What? I'm so shocked. I'm shooketh by the fact that she was married at 19.
Yeah.
It seems so outlandish, but it's like even because it was only 13 years ago, and like that now
She was married, but like Doctor Who was like the end of her marriage to him,
Fuck that.
and she was like 21.
that's me getting married. Fuck.
Yeah.
No.
I'm pretty sure she was married in like 2001.
That's like
or
us
something.
getting married straight out of school.
Yeah, pretty much.
for some of us, it would have been like. For me, it would have been the tail end of us.
Anyway, Billy Piper's
Oh,
boyfriend visited
Jesus.
the set and accidentally damaged the Face of Bo prop.
Billy Piper's friend. Wait, did you say that?
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Ah!
Don't touch the Face of Bo, you dickhead.
Jesus.
How can you break the? He's in a glass container. He's like a museum exhibit.
Well, I bet that relationship didn't last long.
Yeah, he was probably the rebound boyfriend, to be honest.
Whoa. All right, let's not get into
I'm
that.
gonna get in trouble for this.
We love you, Billy.
All of
Smelly. Sorry.
what if like I meet her in real life and she's like, "Oh, you're that guy."
Probably not.
Be better than my meeting with Jenna Coleman.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Anyway,
you're that nobody.
what?
I just hope she says something like that. That'll be great.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Moving on.
I don't know what you're talking about. All of Piper and Tennant's dialogue when they first arrive had to be done on ADR because of Wendy.
I saw that and it fucking triggered me.
It's probably like the worst
Whoa.
directed.
She looks so weird.
Yeah.
As older.
She's got like longer hair and she's
She looks weird as younger as well.
Nice.
She's had some surgery.
Has she?
Yeah, in her face.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had her teeth fixed and a bit of Botox.
Ah, I didn't know.
Yeah, she looks less human now.
She's still very good
Yeah.
because, as I said, Penny
Yeah.
Dreadful, which is a reasonably
Yeah.
recent.
Anyway, can you stop looking at spoilers?
I'm not looking at. Sorry. I'm just. Yep.
Aesthetic spoilers.
I think I would just like to preface. I think this review is a bit of a mess because the episode is a mess.
Yeah,
and we're
sorry.
kind of trailing off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like last episode when we started laughing at Mr. Bean for like.
Because the Christmas Invasion is just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it had to be done on ADR because of windy conditions, and this is why their acting seems off, especially Tennant, who was extremely mild in his first scene. I remember rewatching this episode last year, and I was looking at Tennant in that scene. I'm like, that's not the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's just some guy.
They should have really just reshot.
Like you could, the thing is, like, because you have the shot from with their backs,
Yeah.
and then the green.
They
screen
should have just
stuff.
pulled a.
You could have just
They should have just pulled a classic Who and done it on a green screen.
yeah.
There was also a scene cut out due to bad conditions, and even a camera that broke, which lost them a lot of close-ups.
God, they fucking were outside for like 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Apparently, yeah, but I think that scene was supposed to be longer,
Oh.
but they had to cut it down
They
because
just had like a little frolic down the
And
meadow,
then they got tired and laid down.
and that was it.
yeah, maybe there was a whole sequence that we missed out on
Oh, yeah,
because of
true.
that. Yeah,
Maybe it wasn't-
Another subplot.
but we couldn't tell because all the grass looked the same.
As we said, the geography of this episode is so confusing.
Yeah.
Because, like, it looks like they walk away from the TARDIS, but in the wide shot when they're getting up, the TARDIS is right by a cliff, and had they walked in the direction that they walked off in the shot, they would have walked straight off the fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. Cassandra's stretched skin appearances were kept to a minimum because the CGI was grueling to animate.
Boo hoo. Do my fucking job and then complain.
Yeah. Billy Piper didn't know she was going to be squirted with water. Russell kept it in because he thought it was too funny to cut.
She was what?
You know that when they went into that shower thing?
Yeah.
Billy Piper didn't know that was going to happen.
That's a bit fucked up.
Yeah, Russell's just like, we'll keep it in. They pulled a prank on her.
It's a sexual hit episode.
Both the behind the scenes and on camera is a mess.
Yeah.
Season 2 is off to a great start.
Yeah. That's the thing though, if it wasn't the opening episode it wouldn't be so problematic.
Yeah.
David Tennant's Converse shoes are actually his personal shoes.
Good.
Yeah, man with style.
I like that.
It is unconfirmed whether New York is a reference to Futurama, but the similarities are interesting.
Yeah.
Because it would have been not long after Futurama.
And the
was-
flying cars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ratings 8.62 million.
So what was the highest of Series 1?
Rose, I think.
Rose.
Which was...
Like 10.
Okay.
The lowest was Bad Wolf, which was like 6.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I guess maybe... Didn't you say it like fell on a long holiday, like a bank holiday or something?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Not that I know of. Christmas Invasion got about 10. Or was it 9? I can't remember. I think it was 10.
Yeah, but that's because of Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it's not
I think that's a fairly strong
Yeah.
rating
Oh yeah,
for an
no, that's
opener.
a decent rating, yeah.
Yeah, for an opener. Right, this is gonna be a weird one. Give your conclusion and rating out of 10.
My conclusion was, I didn't really like it. I liked characters. I liked performances. Didn't like the story. Didn't like the plot. Didn't like the moral story or the moral take. What's that term?
Compass.
Moral compass.
No, like the
Moral
of the story.
Dilemma.
Yeah, I didn't like the moral of the story.
Ethics, yeah.
It just wasn't tight. It wasn't refined. It felt like a rough draft.
Yeah.
Almost, you know, like they hadn't gone through a full fine cut and really sifted out the shit. I don't know if that was because it was lack of time, money, who knows. But for me, I mean, I felt like it could have been a bit more, not a bit more, but yeah, just a bit more refined and placed better, maybe in the series, maybe a bit later. So I'm gonna have to give it a 3.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Cool.
Doesn't surprise me, but that's low.
My thing about this episode is there's a couple good ideas. Performances are all good. It's funny, and then it's annoying, and then it's confusing, and then it's funny. Rinse and repeat for 45 minutes. It's exhausting. It's... yeah. 4.5 out of 10. I mean, there's not much else I can say.
Well, I think on previous viewings I've had quite a bit of fun with it. Not a lot, but quite a bit. I think it all depends on really who I'm watching it with, because if I was watching this with just a bunch of like friends, I think I'd have more fun with it. But because we're in like this sort of like, we have to try and critique this.
Like analyze it. Yeah.
I was really open. My eyes were really open to some flaws.
Yeah.
This is, I think off the top of my head, this might be Russell's messiest script of them all. I'm not sure. It's hard because there's factors involved.
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you there.
I think there's a couple of factors that go into it. However, I think it's relatively fun. There's definitely some moments that I quite like. I don't hate it, but it's not the best episode. I think I'm gonna have to really have a think about what my final thoughts are on it as we get once we're in the roundup, right? But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with my initial what I initially thought about it before today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a 6.5 asterisk, because I think I like it more than the long game, and the long game was a 6. So that's sort of where I'm gonna place it for now. But there's definitely room for it to drop, because there was some stuff in it that I didn't notice before. Yeah. So not the best opener, to be honest.
Tell you what, there was one thing in there that I really liked, and it was the shot from the Doctor's perspective of Cassandra and Rose's body talking to him. I don't know what it was, but it just looked aesthetically pleasing, and
Billy Piper.
No, it was the shot through the green thing.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the episode.
Yeah, there's a couple of my friends that like Billy Piper in this episode.
Oh, she's the best part.
Yeah, but for more than just the acting. Yeah.
Right.
Moving on. We got some comments.
Moving on.
So this one's from Joanne Wilkinson.
G'day, Joanne. You've commented before. Thank you for returning and watching our episodes.
I believe this is about Father's Day. Such an emotional episode. Great reaction and review, guys. This is an episode that has always stuck in my memory since I saw its original airing. Recently rewatched several times with other reactors, and I still find myself tearing up every time. A really wonderfully written story, brilliantly acted, and that music so on point. As always, looking forward to your next video.
Thank you.
I agree with you. The music is fantastic.
Yeah.
I gave Father's Day the track of the series.
The thing is, with Murray Gold, even in the worst episodes, he's still always fantastic.
Yeah.
And this one is from... Oh, I actually didn't get the name in there, but I think it's
You've-
CP, isn't it? CP or
We
something?
think so. We know you're right. We recognize.
I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't write your name in.
Cropped it
This
out.
one's about Boomtown. Great analysis, Jake and Connor, on this underrated low-key gem. Nice to hear Adam's thoughts too. He looked a bit Harry Sullivan here.
Yes.
Isn't that the guy?
The guy from Robot with Tom Baker, and he's the doctor guy.
And I said that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, doctor, I'm the doctor.
He said it. You said it. The person on the internet
Everyone said it.
Everyone said it.
Yeah.
But at least it's not as bad as my
It
friend
must
who
be-
looks like Matt Smith.
Oh dear.
I have a friend called Matt Smith.
So does my sister.
Very common name. Anyway, loved the bistro scene too, and was pleased to see you use this as a jump-on point for the classic Who YouTube clip. I was guessing that for a rare example of conversational Doctor, you go from the moment from the Seventh Doctor stops for a cover, but I used that in The Unquite Dead.
Yes.
And ruminates on the ripples of time in a lovely cafe. Yeah, I've seen that. Whatever. Sorry. But your choice is very touching. The conversation between the second Doctor and the recently bereaved Victoria from Tomb of the Cybermen was equally apt. I picked that as my clip of the series. Yeah, thank you for that comment. And then the last one's from Paul Condon. This is about Bad Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, okay. The German techno is the actual theme tune to Big Brother in the UK.
Yes, of course it is. Of course it is.
And the
That's
voiceover
awesome.
during the evictions was performed by Davina McCall, who was the hostess of Big Brother at the time. Another little in-joke, every time a new housemate is evicted from Big Brother house, Davina said to them, "I'm coming to get you," which is exactly what the Doctor says to Rose at the cliffhanger. Do you remember that?
Ah.
Yeah. And it was also when the Doctor said, "And then I'm going to find you," which was the Simon Pegg thing.
Yeah.
It was the real Anne Robinson and Susanna and Trini providing the voices for their androids too.
That's cool.
That's cool as, yeah.
Too bad it didn't get many views.
So Jake,
Great episode.
New Earth, does
Great
this
comment. Thank you.
New Earth, does this serve well as an Act 2, and what would you like to see in Act 3?
No, and something better. Something to just like maybe tie like I don't know. Maybe Act 3 will tie Act 2 and 1 and 3 all together and make
Do you
it
want something
seem
more
nice.
conclusive?
Not conclusive, but just purposeful.
Okay. So
yeah.
less sort of just stringing you along and like actually has some reason to be a trilogy.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's the main purpose for this episode is the Face of Bo plot. thread.
And comedy.
But in terms of it being a sequel to the end of the world.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of it having a impact on the Doctor Who verse,
Yeah.
the only purpose this
Yeah.
episode serves,
It's a trailer for the next one.
yeah,
Yeah.
is
Kinda like
is the
WrestleMania
Doctor
27.
Bo secret and the Doctor's first thing.
Yeah. True. Yeah, so
Cassandra's kind of irrelevant.
yeah, do you think Act 3 has a chance of delivering?
I don't know. I feel like the story's just I don't know. Well, okay, so Act 3 must be the Face of Bo's secret, right?
Well, he said in this episode, we will meet one more time, a third time.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
It might be.
So maybe that will bring it, make it better for me. I don't know. Who sees? We will
Yeah, but
see.
you still have to write a plot around that, though.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what could happen?
No.
Okay. I was just trying to dig theories out of you.
Do you want me to give an outlandish theory?
Sure.
Yes, do it.
Do it.
Dr. Bo created the Big Bang.
I love it.
There you go. That's an outlandish theory.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's going to be like, Doctor, I created you.
It's got
I'm old. I'm older than the universe. That's it. That's why he's like, yeah, it must be. That's why he didn't deny or confirm whether he was millions of years
Sounds
old.
like something that Stephen Moffat would do if he was writing Act 3.
Yeah, oh my god.
Right, what would you like to see next time in Series 2?
Something better.
Something more serious?
Something more serious. Well, not that I don't like comedy, but just something more substantial.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah, consistent, and just smartly thought out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not just jibber jabber.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely agree. After this episode, it's like I'm still waiting for series 2.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't feel like I've been propelled into a new series yet.
Yeah. Feels like I'm still waiting.
I'm in limbo right now. I'm in serious limbo. I'm like, hello, series 2. Hello.
Hello.
Come at me, series 2. Right. So next time we're gonna be watching
Parting of the Ways again.
Yeah, well, that'd be great.
That's it for the rest of the channel. We're just going to upload the Parting of the Ways video over and over again.
By the 100th of you, we're still sad about Jack Hugs dying. Yeah.
Captain Jack.
Next time, we're going to be watching Tooth and Claw.
Oh, is it leopard people? Cheetah people?
No.
See you then!